I was never a fan of that siren. I have no idea why I have that damn thing as my intro there. All right, guys, welcome. Cop Talk Live. It's Ride Along Friday nights. We're live. We are live every Tuesday and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 Pacific. And apparently I got a squeaky voice because I got a sinus cold. Is what it is. Welcome. Mike from Copville OG is with me today, and thank God he'll be doing a lot of talking, so I don't have to say shit. You can interact if you got a question for Mike, 708-982-0974. But this is a Ride Along Friday, right? We're talking about the job, talking about a lot of stuff. And if you've never really had conversations or you've seen the content before, you will get this is going to be about as casual as it gets. Normally with other guests, I mean, I try to be a little bit more, I would say, probing into them for your benefit because you're not introduced to them. But if you've no doubt seen, my content, then you'd already know who Mike from Copville is. And if not, you should be going over to Copville OG over on YouTube, Copville OG over on Instagram, and following him and supporting his content. And then the Anti-Hero broadcast Monday through Friday as well, too. Thanks for hanging out on a Friday night with me. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. Whenever Dominic calls and asks, I am ready to go because you do the same for me. You are A1, day one, loyal as they get.
You sent a meme earlier today.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I don't need to respond anymore to that kind of stuff because one day, one of those guys, and this is why I think they say hidden behind fake Instagram accounts is one day it's like they're gonna need something. Hey man, can you promote my stuff? Hey, who are you? And I'm never gonna know that they operate that stuff. So it's like I don't take it seriously.
Yeah, I went in and I made a joke about it. 'Cause I've progressed. Like as obviously I came along about a year now of doing this, and you get very butthurt early, like on. And now I don't care what anybody says at all. I went in and made a joke, but I did see some other pages, like training pages that shared it, and I don't know, man. Like I can't go down that rabbit hole anymore. I'm not going to argue with guys that think they're special or they're professional because somebody worked at this agency. They're not, or they only did that. I have an impeccable resume with massive amounts of accomplishments, and I'm not here. I don't want to talk about that. I'd like to talk about all the current law enforcement stuff. These guys put their license number 1297, this class, that. Like, come on, guys. Like, come on.
For those who are clueless to what we're talking about, it's the crab in the bucket mentality for law enforcement. And I did a podcast with the Free Thought Project yesterday. It'll be out on Monday on their content. And, they asked me what was the evolution going from being so pro gung-ho cop to criticizing him. And I said, it was actually you guys. Free Thought Project actually is behind Police the Police social media. And back 10 years ago, Police the Police and Cop Block had millions of followers over on Facebook. And I would read their stuff. And Cop Block actually did an article on me where I was more into I was very positive back 10 years ago. I mean, I wasn't this negative ass I am now. And I put some post up online saying, I want to die today. And the whole premise behind that statement was the person that I am today needs to improve so that tomorrow I will be the better servant for the public. So I want to die today. They took a picture of me at some training event where I had an AR-15 and they're like, this guy's a psychopath. He's actively going out to look to get shot. I'm like, oh my God. So when I talked to the guys from Free Thought Project, I said, part of the reason that I went into, hey, you got to criticize cops is I was more shit on by my own than anyone else. Free Thought Project was extremely critical of bad cops. Police the Police is extremely critical of bad cops. And when they interviewed me back in 2016, they took everything I said and published it exactly how I said it. Did not divide up anything, didn't make me look bad for their content. I was like, okay, this is weird. I've got guys that have known me socially on social media for a while now that are posting up half-truths online about me, and they're cops. But these are guys who apparently hate cops, and they're posting the entirety of what I say. So I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous. So for those who are wondering, behind the scenes, some Instagram page made a meme that put myself in it and Tyler from my Anti-Hero broadcast, again, just shitting on us for whatever. And people love to just chime into the comment section. And yeah, years ago, it would have bothered me. And it's like, if I'm talking about it, I must be bothered. No, I'm talking about it because I'm actually impressed how I look at it and go, well, that's cool. You're actually advertising me now. And then
good picture of you.
Yeah, that was an old one. Yeah. Yeah.
I looked at it like I don't know how I missed it because that guy I've not really followed like that page. I definitely we don't follow each other, and I know he aligns with the people that didn't like me before. I was like, man, I missed this one completely. But I went in there and said, you know, they took a shot at Tyler, and I made a comment. Yeah, I have to work with the guy with the lisp all the time, like the clown with the lisp. I get it. The interesting part was even as true cop fashion, it wasn't factual because one of the guys in the picture is still a cop. So the meme was about how former cops have an opinion or experts when they don't work anymore. Tyler, like you have a booming business outside of law enforcement. Tyler quit law enforcement because he made a business where he didn't have to be a cop anymore. So the shot was kind of like almost like these guys are failed cops or they couldn't hack it, which it's a meme. It's a meme page. It is what it is. But I matured to the point where I was like, I'm just going to make a quick joke about it, and I will never go back to that.
You don't define that for a second. You actually gave a phenomenal definition, and I haven't even remotely gotten halfway through my new book yet, but I quoted you in it, and I'm not going to dig it up. You gave a quote for what a goon is, which was great, and we'll do that. What is a goon? Because you see a lot of content online, people talking about the goon life in law enforcement. What's a goon?
My definition of a goon, and it was actually Jerry Worms I posted the other day, would be that type of cop, a cop who does everything within the law, but pushes the Fourth Amendment to the very brink of its breaking without violating anybody's rights, but is proactively trying to stop drugs, crime, and everything. There was a guy, I'm not knocking guys. You got guys that take calls and they sit in the parking lot or they go call to call. We need them. But in order to stop drugs, drug dealers don't walk up to you and go, hey, sir, I got a truckload of drugs in the car or trunk, and I got crack in my pocket. You have to have goons, and that's what I called them, guys that are just out there pulling guns out of cars, pulling drugs out of cars. They're pushing it to the limit. They're putting their life on the line. And, I got shit on for using that word, and everybody tried to make it derogatory. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep it that. But that's my version. That is what a goon on the street, a street goon, they call them other names, jump out boys, all that stuff. It's guys that are literally putting their own family on back burner, their own safety on the back burner, their own lives on the back burner to solely try to stop evil people that are trafficking narcotics and committing crimes. And that's what the nutshell version of what I call it.
Well, I want to go into a second definition now. I get this a lot, and my first department I worked at, we had 35 sworn, and I can count on two hands how many guys I know that actually did a full 20 in that year. And I thought it was extremely common. Going into law enforcement, I thought every single cop did 20 years. Until I realized it doesn't seem like a high percentage of cops actually do 20 years. What does it mean, a failed cop? What's a failed cop? If somebody does 5 years and does it on the career path, are they a failed cop? I was sworn from 2001 to 2019. I didn't do 20. Am I a failed cop? Because there's a lot of
you know where the failed cops are? They're still fucking working, and they're doing themselves a disservice, and they're doing the community a disservice. Those are the failed cops. I have all the respect in the world for a human being that does 1 year, 5 years, 6 years, 9 years, and goes, today is my last day. I don't have it anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore. I want to go on a different business venture. Staying in the job for 29, I got 29 years that doesn't mean anything to me. You stayed around. What did you do during that time? So a failed cop, the failed cops are the ones still working right now, not doing their job, not doing case law, being untrained, out of shape. Those are failed cops. A guy who goes, I'm done with this career for whatever reason and moves on, I applaud you for going, you know what? It was time to move on. I'm going to go do something else. And these guys, they want to call it a failed cop, and they're hidden behind a fake name. Most of them, we didn't even know who they are. But a failed cop to me is the guys that are still in the job, failing society and failing themselves every day when they go to work.
Damn. We're clipping that fucking clip. Oh,
that's what they are, man. Think about it.
You're right. You're right. I wanted to comment, but I didn't, because for those who don't know, I'm extremely anti-female cop, and it's just a blanket statement. And I've had two really good females in the last 24 hours DM me, and the way they DM me was so, hey, listen, I just have a question, and then they go off on this long thing. And a lot of times, I'm sorry, I get hundreds of emails a week, and it's like I need to take 2 days out of the week and respond to all of your guys' content. But I just look at something and somebody writes me a paragraph, I'm like, I can't. I got to move on. But I read both of these women's messages. And I'm like, okay, because of how you presented this, I will answer your question. And, what do you think makes a good female cop? And I responded back to both of them, you. Because you have the foresight to see what your shortcomings are. You have the attitude to improve, to change it. I wish cops in general were like you. But there was apparently a blonde, tall female cop who posted in this meme section, Izzo, ooh, anti-female cops, and I'm taller than him, and he's not a cop anymore. And I'm like, and I wanted to respond back with, exactly. Here you are, hiding behind a private fake Instagram page. And she actually openly criticized. She says, yes, there are female cops who shouldn't be the job, blah, blah. And I wanted to say, I'm actively criticizing and condemning those who are making you look bad. What are you doing about it? Not a fucking thing. So, yeah, the meme shit is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a strange place. And like I said, I the thing that gets me more worked up about that is the other people that come in and they have a judgment about what is an expert or what is, because you got out. And one of my favorite arguments from cops, the old dogs, will say, they'll start it with, I was a firearms instructor. I did 29 years. And to quote my wife, a lot of those guys were 1-year cops for 29 years. They never got past that 1 year of experience. They just did it over and over and over again for 20 some years. And then because I did my 20 or my 25, and we see these old dinosaurs retiring, they're fat, they don't have any, they're garbage. Because they did 29 years though, they're not a quitter. They didn't leave the job early. But a guy who busted his ass for 5, 6, 7 years, gave it like Tyler. Tyler was 10 years at an agency, a big agency, SWAT team, street crimes in a high crime area. 10 years in, he builds a business and goes, you know what? I'm going to go do something for myself. That's admirable. He's got a lisp and he's a little short. That's fine. I got to work with him every day. You can make fun of him for some things, but to look at a guy and say he quit on the job or he's not a real cop or he's somebody else because he had the foresight to go, I'm going to develop my own company, grow it to where it is, and get myself out of this job where people try to kill me every day. That makes him a bad person, and then gives cops a platform and military people a platform and blue collar workers a platform to come on, pump their business, mental health help, donations, and you're shitting on that guy because he didn't do 25 or 30 years. That's just the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
What do you get at the end of it? Literally, like, what do you after you have repeatedly put air quotes bad guys in jails, created revenue for the state, all this stuff. At the end of it, what do you get?
Content, nothing. I got a pension check that, I did 20, and I could have done 5 more for an extra $1,000 a month. I was like, you can keep your $1,000 a month. I'll take what I got right now. And at the end of it, you're right. I got nothing. I got a lot of missed time. I got a lot of stress. I got stabbed in the back quite often. I found out who people really were. And thank God I have my sense now to go, let's try to help people understand what it's really like. And I get called a cop hater and the job is dead. You're a piece of shit for saying that. Buddy, I was in the circles. I was in the backdoor meetings. I was in the front office meeting. I was everywhere. I knew all the inner workings and I still got screwed. And it's not poor me. I'm just saying if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. So you should be looking for a second income or another job. What are you going to do? You're going to be a cop forever? You're going to be fucking 90 and you're going to be walking. You're going to do something else. So start preparing for it.
Yeah, I literally had a panic attack when, it wasn't a real panic attack, but when I had an Officer Dominic Izzo page on Facebook 10 years ago, and it was 100,000 followers. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. And I remember when I left law enforcement, it's like I was really, how long till I take that officer title off? That was my identity. And I'm kind of glad that I left the job, not after 30 years, because, oh my God, I never wanted to be that guy who goes up to the 7-Eleven and there's 5 guys standing around for coffee, and you walk up, oh, hey, I used to be a cop, and blah, blah. It's like,
I was on the job.
Never wanted to be that guy.
I'll tell you, I quit September of 2024, and I remember the first trip down the road as a civilian. It had been between the military and the sheriff's office that had been 26 years since I was a civilian. And I remember driving down the road and thinking, I can do whatever the fuck I want. If somebody cuts me off, I can cuss that. Just dumb stuff. I'm like, I can do whatever I want. And then that feeling came around. You're right. I did go through that depression phase. I was pretty high strung for a long time. I left in September. I went on a cruise in October. Come November, I remember my wife looking at me going, dude, you got to do something. Like, you have to do something. And I was feeling it. I was like, you know what I did? I went and waited fucking tables. Because for 26 years, I couldn't fucking serve alcohol. I couldn't do anything like that. Couldn't have a second job. I was married to this job. I went and fucking waited tables, and I loved it. I was able to talk because I love to talk, interact, have a good time, just mingle with people, be nice to people, help people. Old ladies open the door. We had a nice little small restaurant. I helped my buddy out just to do something different. And that just reset my brain to like, I can do it. Like I can do whatever I want, and I don't have to be fucking tied to this job anymore and that identity. I don't even tell people I'm a cop anymore. Like I'm Mike. That's who. It's me. I don't need to tell you what I did. Don't need to tell you about all the stuff I did. I'm just a dude, man.
That's hilarious. I started at TGI Fridays before I became a cop and went to bartending. When I went through my department, I needed income, so I Ubered. And I was terrified of feeling like an embarrassment that I'm Ubering in Chicago and blah, 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 snap, until I realized I'm just like everybody else. There's no big fucking deal. And it was great. It was absolutely great. I love that shit. The fucking people
it takes time. It took time, but I think another thing, what is a real cop would be somebody who can separate it too. Like, you know, you've separated yourself from just an identity, because we can all be just an identity. I'm just a cop. I'm the man. I'm the robot. Like, that's not going to last long. Like, you're going to lose it one way or another. And then what do you do? So that whole real cop thing, he wasn't a real cop. I just glaze over you. People just like to hate you. I don't understand.
I give a shit.
Never got to know. I know you don't, but I'm saying, like, if anybody ever took the time, like loyalty, the qualities I look for in a human being are you. Like I know when I call you, it's between us. You're never going to talk about me behind my back. You're never going to say anything negative about me. And that is something so no badge makes that happen. No uniform makes that happen. That's character. So because you're loud and you say things people don't like, automatic you're an asshole. You are in the top 3 to 4 people on this earth that I trust. And that's it. There's a very small field of people, and you're one of them.
I wanted to be the good guy. I wanted to be the guy that everybody loved. I mean, that was always my thing. It was a need. It was a constant need to be approval. And then I found out how much easier, more lucrative, and a lot less nerve-wracking it was being the villain. I'm like, I just don't care. Absolutely. I'm the bad guy. I hate female cops. We've talked about this a million times. It's my statement, not yours. Part of our connection started over a year ago, where I was on the verge of trying to convince, I wasn't on the verge of trying to convince you. I was like, this is it. And we came together you're going, I don't necessarily agree with you, but X, Y, and Z. Cool. And I never tried to pressure you. You're kind of leaning that way where it is what it is. And I hate it. Yeah. I hate it. We got a breaking story. I don't know if you heard about this. Santa Rosa Police, there's no video yet. Santa Rosa Police Department officer shot a man during a confrontation at the St. Rose neighborhood of North Downtown Santa Rosa in the morning of March 12, 2026. That was yesterday. The incident occurred shortly after 11 a.m. in the intersection of 10th Street and Washington Street while a photojournalist from the Press Democrat was participating in a ride-along with the officer. According to the photojournalist's account and video footage described in the media reports, I haven't seen it yet, the officer initially approached a man who appeared to be homeless in order to conduct a wellness check. So these are the facts and the evidence so far. There's a guy in California on the side of the road in the middle of the afternoon. The cop says, I'm going to stick my beak in this and let's see what's going on. No crime was committed. During that encounter, the man allegedly became aggressive, leading to a confrontation that escalated to use of force. According to the description of the footage, the officer is seen backing away from the man with a taser pointed towards him. The man continues walking towards the officer with his arms spread outward, and there's photos of it. He is Jesus on the cross walking forward. The officer deploys the stun gun repeatedly, possibly twice. The man turns and begins to walk away while the officer follows at an estimate of about 20 feet. The man stops, turns back towards the officer, and continues approaching with his arms extended outwards. The officer continues backing away, instructing the man to stop, and warns that she will shoot. Can you take a guess of what happened next, Mike?
Yep. She dumps 2 in his chest. How many? Yeah. She falls down.
No, that was it. She shot him twice.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't like being right about this stuff, and we've seen a lot of video evidence come out, and it's not just females, it is men. I've done a couple different videos on men who have shot unarmed people One of the most ones that really chaps my ass is Aurora, Colorado. Officer Brandon Mills shoots a man, and then on camera says the officer who backs up, no, he's not armed. I mean, he knew he was not armed. Shoots him anyways. We have the Harris County Sheriff's deputy who shoots and murders a man at and knows she can't do shit. She goes right to her pistol. And then you've got Mustang police, and she's allegedly being assigned to detectives or promoted to detectives, and a Mustang police officer with less than a year on, shoots and kills a man who has a pair of gloves because he was headed in her direction. All he was wearing was a pair of shorts, and he had a pair of gloves in his hands. She got promoted to sergeant just two months ago. It's just my opinion, but in your view, do we have a problem with, I won't say female cops in general, but do we have a problem with cops in general and their inability to use proper force?
Yeah. Huge problem. And we're at a video I saw recently. I'm sure you saw it, the car wash video that just came out with the guy with the axe.
No,
the civilians. No, okay, there's a car wash video.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Oh, yeah,
okay, so when I look at that video, okay, so I'm not hating on cops. I want everybody to be clear. I support you guys to the death, but you had a couple civilians in that scenario aggressively take out a dude with an axe. Right? Because they knew what they were doing. He was trained. He used timing, took the guy down, used his side control and pins him. Cops aren't even close to that level of training. So male and female, I'm not just saying on one or the other, but they're going to their gun immediately, more and more often. And I blame it on the generational failures of FTOs, where we've gotten softer and softer with training, less hands-on. I'm hearing now they're going to like virtual reality, taser training in some places. It's just getting crazy. Like nothing is hands-on. There is a time that you can shoot somebody unarmed. It's never not an option at some point. But your argument is getting harder to defend. If I was going to, to argue with your argument that females are going there quicker, because that it can't be the catch-all every single time. 130-pound crackhead walking around with his arms spread and we're at pistol. It's tough to say we can continue that path and sustain society trusting police because it's deteriorating, or how many bodies are we going to put in the ground? And when we go, maybe they need to be bigger. Maybe they need to be more trained. Maybe they need to learn some other type of martial arts or control techniques. Maybe females shouldn't be cops. That's not what I'm saying is the final answer. But if shooting somebody with their arms spread walking towards you after a failed taser is the only other option, it does have applications where it's warranted. But can it be every time now? Because you just rattled off 3 or 4 in the last year and a half, 2 years, and it's happening more and more. So it's not just females. Men and police in general have become very weak, very non-confrontational, very reliant on weapons instead of hands and physical contact.
It's going to that. And the public is actually endorsing it. Oh, you shouldn't charge a female cop. You shouldn't do this. And it's like, I don't understand at what point do we continue to kill or shoot American citizens because we're fine with putting females on the street. This last 2 weeks, I put up every day a photo of a female who is literally under 5'4" inches tall.
I know. You're on fire.
And doesn't seem to be a shortage of them.
Yeah.
It's like, this can't be acceptable. And how do you know, I do. And it's kind of like, I am an asshole. I'm that guy where if you're a dick to me, I'll get to the point where, I'll get so personal. I'll like, man, I wish the most painful cancer on you because you're a piece of shit. I'm in the point where all these people are like, man, yeah, you need to fuck around and find out, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and we need to shoot more of these criminals. And in my view is, if you're, like some guy today said, wow, it's wild that you actually defend a criminal. And I put back with, wow, it's actually wild that you don't defend a criminal and that you actually endorse a cop depriving someone of due process simply because they're shorter or they're smaller or they're a female. So in those circumstances, it's my hope that, some people, they learn the hard way, they call 911 in their greatest time of need, and two female cops the size of bunny rabbits show up and see what happens. And actually, it's even worse than that. I truly hope that somebody has a teenage son who's big, 17-year-old, right? And he's big and something happens and he has a manic episode and he's tearing up the household, and they send female cops. And after they shoot and kill your son, instead of 2 male cops who could have actually taken him into custody and properly transported him for mental health evaluation, you tell me if you still support female cops. It's just as simple as that.
Yeah, it's tough. And I posted one yesterday or this morning, that the lady, you know, you got the old Bonnie from Records, the old lady that works in Records, she's swearing in a cop, and the female cop is smaller than the old lady swearing her in. And I'm just looking at this going, it kind of goes with the equipment all the way across the board. Is somebody signing off on this as if it's okay? Not only is it an undersized person, then you get into like the equipment fair, and their equipment's backwards or upside down, and it's just across the board. Our standards have shrunk, and they're just pumping anybody out. But you're absolutely right about the female, and I feel worst. I feel the worst for. There are really good female cops. The problem is they're so few, because it's colluded with the TikToks and the videos and the females that are doing all this stuff, and that's all you see. I hate when somebody sends me a TikTok. As soon as I open it, I'm sucked in, and it's 100 in a row. 100. I can't even screen record and post them anymore. I get sick. It's 100 of just female. And then there's like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chicks that we know that are just busting their ass. They're busting their ass to stay ahead, and they're being completely shit on by their own people. And then you get into like 30 by 30. It's like, how can you have an initiative when all of you are shitting on females by pushing these little tiny girls out onto the street, and then making fun of the girls that look maybe a little rougher, or the ones that are at the range, or the ones that are training real hard? They make fun of them, but they are the minute females, the very small fraction that are really holding the line. And I know some of them feel like females shouldn't be cops.
Oh, when I went to the academy with a very small female, and she actually polices the town I live in. And so I've known her 26 years. And well, they don't disprove the rule. That's the problem. And she's, she's short. She's maybe 5'1", and I hadn't seen her in a long time. And I went to the grocery store by me earlier last year. And I'm coming out, and I see a squad pull up, and it's her. And she's like, "Oh my God, how are you?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, she's gonna give me the cold shoulder and this and that." She goes, "I watch your stuff. I agree. Females should not be cops." And I'm like, "You of all people are agreeing with me?" So it's like, it sucks, because I keep thinking about the women that I worked with, and there were maybe 2 or 3 that I worked with which were just sleeping with everybody, causing problems. 100 pounds of body, 500 pounds of mouth. But the other ones I work with were great. I went through some pictures the other day, and I saw, I'm having coffee with a girl that works in the town next to me. We met up for coffee, because we're on duty, and we take a selfie, and I'm like, "Oh my God, she was awesome." But the problem is that was a time when social media wasn't a thing as it is today, and people were not getting the uniforms so they could create a social media account. We weren't doing it back then. Back then it was like I was in competition with Tommy Norman, Mike the Cop, Officer Daniels, Woodard, and a few others, that we wanted to show how much we were professional police officers. Now it's you get the job so you can get the TikTok, so that you could show how much more popular you are as an individual. It's completely backwards. My version of it was again, I told you, I was like the Goon side of it. I was whatever you want to call it. My version of like that was putting people in jail. I had days where I was like, I'm going to have a warrant arrest in my car before shift starts. And I would start researching it. I started at 4 o'clock. I worked 4 to 2. At 3:30, I'd be in my car looking up warrants. I bet that guy's home. I would drive over there, start to do the research, look around. I'm like, all right, I believe he's there. I call my buddy. I'm like, "Hey, come on over. I think this guy's got a warrant." Sergeant get on the radio and go, Bravo 3 is 10-8, 3202. I have a white male 1015 en route to the jail. That was my goal. Like I tried to prove it by putting people in jail. It didn't matter what kind of gear I had on, didn't know how I got my fucking hair in a bun in the morning. That was what my version of like
showing off was. It was doing the job, and you can knock it, whatever. And again, there's guys that all they did. We had the good guys on the shift that they didn't want to do that, but guess what? They would be like, hey, I'll take that report for you. I know you're watching that guy with a warrant. I know you're sitting on a dope car. It all goes together when everybody's goal is to get the job done. None of these people are. I saw a fucking guy in the shower yesterday with his wife is a nurse, and she's dancing in the mirror. This fucking moron is in full uniform with the fucking shower running on his fucking gear and his fucking to make a TikTok video. Posted on my story. Like, that is where we've come in this world of cops. And it's, you can't hide from it. And I get heat. There are good dudes. I follow a lot of them. I get there's guys out there doing the job, but just like you say, if they're not speaking up about these fucking morons and they're just ignoring it to go do their job, they're also part of the problem, because it takes everybody within this profession to say, stop. We got to fix this right now. These little girls can't be cops. You fucking morons dancing around the shower can't do that. We got to reclaim this land.
I have a different approach, and it's the villainous approach, and it sucks. When I was criticizing ICE a couple of weeks ago, I lost about 5,000 followers on Facebook and Instagram. But then when I started going after the shit inept cops again for females, all of a sudden I look at my analytics and they're up 301%, and I've got hundreds and hundreds of new hey brothers in my DMs, and I'm like, you don't get it. I'm not your brother, and you're going to hate me in 2 weeks. And it's suck because I've got a 5-year plan for this shit and how I course correct it. And I tell your wife and I were talking about it, which was I'm going to get my law license. And I'm going after bad cops. It's as simple as that. I will be, if you think I am horrible going after TikTok cops how it is now, fucking wait until I get my law practice and I start going after shit cops. I'm going to be the most.
You know what? Everybody should want you to. They should want you to. How many times, and this is where the cops fail, how many times have we walked around the station as cops going, that guy's a piece of shit, that guy's a piece of shit, he's a piece of shit, but we don't do anything, we don't say anything. And then all of a sudden you get on here and you start going after these pieces of shit. Well, I know that guy and I hate Izzo now because he went after my friend. Even if your friend's a piece of shit, if you don't have the integrity to go, you're a piece of shit too, and Izzo's coming after you for the right reason, you're part of the problem. So just like Sean Paul Reyes, I think, does great work. He highlights the issues of law enforcement by not knowing when you can detain somebody, not knowing when something is, the Fourth Amendment, not knowing the First Amendment. You should want people like him and you to highlight the bad cops. And if you don't want somebody to do that, then you're part of the problem. You're just hiding with a group of bullies that are breaking the law, and you don't want to step up and be part of the solution. So I applaud you. I applaud Sean Paul Reyes. I think what he does is great, and highlighting those guys is we need that. We need cops to do the job correctly.
Yeah. Hey, let's watch some video footage. I don't know if you've seen this yet. I was going to evaluate this, but we'll do this one together. I know nothing about this other than it was kind of sent to me. I looked at it for 10 seconds and said, okay, I'm going to watch this one. Can you see the screen?
Oh yeah, I watched this one. Go ahead.
I didn't watch this yet, so let's watch this and take a look at this.
All right.
Stop! No, stop, please, I'm scared, stop! Wait, stop, please! Wait, please, stop, stop, sir!
All right, here's your copy of the citation. As far as the bills, you don't want to take it?
No.
Well, yes, you don't take it because it's your citation.
I don't want it.
That's your citation. That's littering. Step out of the car.
No, don't do that. Get the fuck off my car.
out.
I'm not stepping
Step
out.
out.
Mom, chill.
The pop-up bubble, for those who are just listening, says, here the officer already handed her the ID and the power to issue the ticket. Escalating to an arrest over a discarded piece of paper isn't about public safety anymore. It's about an abuse of discretion. Clearly, this is a pro non-police page or whatever it is. Fine only, meaning not the fine is in good, but fine is in monetary. Only tickets are meant to be handled by citation. Promise to appear, not jail. Text, transport, code, and traffic stops, or ticket help in Texas. This is in Texas, by the way.
I'm not doing call. Yes, call. I'm not touching.
Mom, please shut up. Mom, please shut up. Mom,
Don't
please shut
touch
up.
me. I'm
Mom,
not
please
stepping
shut
out of
up.
shit. Call. You're not a fucking supervisor. You're not the supervisor.
Yes, I am.
Call your
I am the
supervisor.
corporal.
A
Step
supervisor.
out.
I'm not
Step
stepping
out.
out of
Mom,
nothing.
chill out. Mom, chill out.
Get your hand
Please,
off
please
me.
chill out. Mom,
Get
please
your
chill
hand
out.
off me. Get your hand off me. I will step
Step
out when
out.
the supervisor.
I
I'm
am
not
the
stepping out of
supervisor.
nothing.
Ma'am.
Get your hand off me.
Tanisha.
Get your hand
I'm not
off
letting
me.
go.
You littered. You
I
dropped
am
the
not-
ticket, not me.
I put the ticket in
No,
the car
you dropped the
because
ticket,
that's your
not
copy.
me. You dropped the ticket, not me. Get your hands off me.
Take the ticket
You're
and
touching
go.
me. Give me the ticket. You're touching me forcibly. You're holding me too tight, and you're being out of line. Y'all see this, right?
Sir, I'm sorry. Can she just get the ticket?
No, you stop. Why are you holding my arm like
Because
this?
I gave you the
Why?
ticket.
No, you
Then
did not. You dropped the ticket, not
put it in
me.
your car,
I told you I did
and
not
you
want it.
proceeded to
You
throw it out of
dropped
the car.
it. You dropped it. You're doing too much. I'm not afraid of you. Get your
That's
hand
fine,
off
but
of
I've
me.
asked you
You're
to step
holding
out
me
of the car.
forcibly for no reason.
Because you need to step
Get
out of the car.
your fucking hands off
Step
me.
out of the car.
No, what am I stepping out of the
Mom,
car
Is there
for?
anything I can do to get you to comply?
Look, Mom, he just said take the
To
ticket and we
comply.
can leave. He
You
said
threw the
take the
car out
ticket
of
and
the
we
No,
can
I
leave.
did not. You did that.
He said
You
take
threw
the
the
ticket
ticket
and we
at
can
me.
I gave it to you so
You
you
threw
could
the
leave.
ticket at
And then
me.
you grabbed it
Okay,
and threw it out.
give me the
It's
ticket.
on your phone video?
Give me the ticket.
No,
Give me the
we're
ticket.
past that.
Okay.
The pop-up bubble says officers do have the discretion on minor offenses, but that discretion is supposed to be guided by safety and the actual seriousness of what happened, not by their feelings. Finally, okay, goes back.
You're under arrest. Step
For
out of the
what?
car, littering.
Okay.
Step out of the car.
No, I'm not.
You're under arrest.
No, when
Yes, ma'am.
when your colonel gets
No,
here,
we are
then I will
beyond that.
step out.
Step
I'm not
out.
getting out of the car. I'm with
Step out.
I'm with my child, and I'm not
I
doing
understand
that.
you're with
Call
your
your
child.
father right now.
Step out of the car.
I'm not.
Step
I'm
out
not.
of the
I'll
car.
step out when another officer gets here. I'm not
Step
stepping out.
out.
I don't trust you. You're holding me too strong, and I don't
Because
trust you.
I don't
You
trust
don't
you
have
to
to
not
hold
leave.
me like I'm not going anywhere. Where am I going
I
to
will
go?
stop holding
I'm not
you
going
if
to
you
go
step out of the
anywhere.
car.
I'm not stepping out of the car.
You need to
Call
step
your
out of the
colonel, and
car.
I will get out of the car.
This is
You're
resisting
holding me.
arrest.
I'm not resisting arrest. I'm
Because you're
not.
not
What am I
answering
under
my
arrest
order.
for? What am I
Littering.
under arrest for? I didn't litter. You
You
did
threw the
that.
ticket
No,
out the
I did not.
window.
You did that. You did that. It's all on camera. So
correct.
when your colonel gets here, then I will step out. I have my child with me.
I am
I'm
the
not getting
corporal.
out of the. You have a supervisor, okay?
I am the
So when your
supervisor on duty.
supervisor gets here,
He
then
is
I
not-
will
I
step
am
out of
the
the car.
highest ranking
Call
supervisor.
someone else
I don't
to
have
come
anyone
here.
else.
There is someone else.
Not right now.
Yeah, there is someone
You
else.
need to
Let me
step
call
out of the car.
911.
Stop.
Get your fucking.
Wait, please, sir, stop. Stop, wait, stop. Mom, chill out, Mom, please, wait, stop, sir, please, stop. Wait, stop, please, stop. Wait, stop, sir, stop, please. Wait, please, stop. No, stop, please, I'm scared, stop. Wait, stop, please. Wait, please, stop, sir. Wait, stop, please. Wait, please, stop. Wait, stop, please. Okay, wait, I can get out, please, just don't touch me.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
We're probably going to disagree on this one.
Go ahead.
He definitely has we get the very end of there's probably an argument beforehand with the citation. I'm sure she disagrees with the traffic stop, whatever it may be. He puts the ticket in the car. She throws it out the window. I don't know the law in Texas, so I'm going to speak on in Florida. If that was in Florida, that's a crime. Like you can get another ticket. He asked her to come out of the car, but she has every right to ask her to come out of the car. It doesn't look good, but I see this as that. You can blame them both for escalating it, but at some point she's got her kid in the car. She's told to get out of the car. If she just complies, it doesn't. I bet she doesn't go to jail if she gets out of the car when he tells her to. And this is where I go down probably the opposite way of you when it comes to these. Is she is a mother, her son's in the car. There's no reason to be acting like that. There's no reason for her to start squawking, yelling, refusing, throwing the ticket out the window. Does she deserve to be beat up? No. But can he get her out of the car in Florida? You could. I could tell her you're getting out of the car. Now you're going in handcuffs. We're gonna go back here. So I side with the cop, even though it doesn't look great. I would say she should fucking listen and not put her son in that situation to have that all happen in front of him.
I'm going to say that that's a prime example of the Second Amendment from citizens on cops. I'm going to tell you flat out, I'm tired of this shit. Just because if that cop is going to arrest her, yeah, every crime has to have intent. You have to prove that she intended to litter, right? And even if it's on camera, her attitude prior to that entire engagement has nothing. You stopped her for whatever. You wrote the ticket. You issued it. You've got it on your body camera. You got it on your dash camera. She throws a piece of paper out the window. That's it. The problem that people don't understand is cops will not ever, once they make the decision, go hands on, go hands off. It has to. That woman could have been shot and killed because the cop's ego was hurt. That's as simple as that. She chose to escalate it. She's got every right to be all pissed off. I heard nothing in those unreasonable.
But remember, it's Pennsylvania versus Memphis. She has to get out of the car.
Sure,
the stop's
that's escalated.
The stop's not over.
The stop was over. He chose a new crime was committed by going out the window. But if that's the case, then the only way I'll ever side with that is if we start crucifying cops for the laws they break. If we start sending cops to prison for the DUIs that they commit, not the ones that they arrest, but the ones that they drinking and driving. If we find a cop who is texting and driving and you see it and he goes to prison, I'll be fine with that. If we see a cop who throws a piece of paper out the window, I'll be fine. The hypocrisy kills me. It was an ego ticket. This guy wanted to pull her out of the car.
I think that's what I said. I think ego plays into it, but if I still believe, and that's where it's I'm not there, and I've worked at the hood my whole life. Like I hate it because I know that I wouldn't get to that level of being that upset, but they still like she escalated as well. I can see your argument that the cop he's a professional. He should be able to de-escalate. And sometimes that applies, but I look at it like some of these problems we have in some of these neighborhoods where complete chaos rules. If you continue to let people throw tickets out the window and just belligerently refuse to get out of cars, then you grab her. And he grabbed her. He didn't really hit her. He didn't strike her. He asked her. Then he tried to pull her out and she still didn't comply. She knows it's being recorded. He knows it's being recorded. Then she's bargaining with, I'll get out if your corporal gets here or your colonel. And I mean, that one goes right down the line for me, man. And I would believe that there was a lot of nasty back and forth prior to what we saw.
Free speech.
And I would agree. Yeah. And I would agree he was worked up, but she does throw the ticket out the window. And I don't know the rules.
All he had to do is stop, pick it up, and put it right back in the window.
He could, you dropped your ticket,
miss. You dropped your ticket.
Yeah, I knew we were going to have this. I know,
but it's like the good. I can't remember shooting. It's like, do you want to be the guy that rips a black woman out of her car because she threw a piece of paper out the window?
This is very close to Jacksonville without the punch in the face. This is very similar to Jacksonville without the punch in the face. He rolls the window up and they break it. She's already door open. And does it look now? Do I want to be him? No. I don't want to be him.
I would be in jail if that. I was not a fan of my mother. My mother and I didn't get along. But if a cop did that, I would be in jail or dead for what I would do to the cop.
Yeah, and you can hear that kid was very passive. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing: I will point out he actually, and this is my human behavior trait. He's kind of, in my opinion, blaming his mother because he's asking his mother originally, "Don't do that, Mom. Just let us take the ticket." Like, so it's not immediately like the cop and the kid. This is my observation. The kid's initial blame doesn't appear to be on the cop. It appears to be with Mom going, Mom, just take. Mommy said, if you just take the ticket, we can leave. Mom, what are you doing? So in my mind, I hear that and I feel like the kid feels like Mom is being out of line. No, I know you can default always back that the cop should be the most professional, not escalate. I get that side, but
at what point, and the text bubbles that were popping up were right. At what point was that keeping the streets safe, arresting her for that?
I get it. I'm never going to win that argument, so I'm not going to even have it.
It sucks because then what we're turning our cops into is grown babysitters that you have to do what they say no matter what. That's the problem. If you go back, what constitutional violation did she commit by feeding the birds and giving the birds something for their nests? Literally.
I get it.
The cops are always going to be defended because once you have that step out of the car, Pennsylvania versus Mims was supposed to be officers having people step out of their car for their safety issues, right?
Safety.
How is he not safe?
If he can arrest her, and I don't know Texas law, so I'm gonna go. In Florida, I believe it's a citation, so I would be able to order you out of the car and say, hey, I want you out of the car because you've already thrown one out. I'm going to issue you it. So I would have the right to order her on a new infraction and say, get out of the car. I don't know if it's arrestable in Texas. I doubt it. I mean, I can't imagine littering is still arrestable anywhere in the United States. Unless it's dumping massive, a load of fucking stuff from a truck. But I can agree with you that is it worth it? And it's not worth it to be there. But I still go back to, we got to a certain point in some of these cities with complete disarray, some of these big cities, one close to you, because we allowed over time the ticket to be thrown out.
I didn't see hood rat behavior in her, though. I didn't see any hood rat.
No, and her son was very well spoken. Yeah. I agree, but she doesn't, and I'm always going to lose. She doesn't help. Should the cop be Mr. Professional and be like, I'm here, I'm the guy.
The cop could have been an asshole going, bitch, here's your ticket. I don't mind it at all. What I mind is he then leverages what he can. Ooh, look, I can articulate it. Imagine going to your sergeant and submitting a report and the sergeant being brass going, okay, now we're going to get sued because you felt the need to put her in cuffs because she put a less than a fucking gram sheet of paper out the window. There was a pastor in Georgia who died on scene because he wouldn't sign the ticket of a traffic accident. He was at the fault vehicle, and the cop who showed up, black cop, was pissed off, all this. So he was inconvenienced that he was writing the citation, all this shit. And you could hear the cop on top beating the shit out of this 60-something-year-old pastor. Sign the ticket, sign the ticket. The guy dies on scene. It's like, what point
I wouldn't want to be
this?
him. I wouldn't want to be him, and I wouldn't want to be the supervisor that has to review that. I would like to see what happens before. And where I will say the cop, to me, it seemed like he had it out for her, was the immediacy of,
yes,
you're going to jail for this.
You see his hand
there was
shake.
obviously a lot of nastiness.
He was looking for a reason.
That part is the only part. That's the part that starts to lose me, is how fast. Because I would be like, come on, lady, what do you do? Like, I like to joke around a lot. I can get very serious very quick, but even in a mad mood, I might say something slick like, oh yeah, you're illiterate, or something stupid. He did seem very quick to go, all right, you're going to jail. It was like almost instantaneous from the time the ticket left her hand, like, he's going to jail. So very aggressive. I would not want to be him. I would not want to be standing in front of the chief right now as that guy. Do I put all the blame on him, though? No. I mean, she definitely escalates that as well. But I guess, like I said, I know your stance is.
If we're weighing the balance of scales, who escalated it more? Woman dropping piece of paper out the car, or cop knowing exactly what he could do, ripping somebody out of the car? Here's my problem, and this is what I have no empathy for. If people want to use the constant fuck around, find out phrase, then I have no sympathy the day that a cop makes a decision like this and says, I can, so I'm going to rip a woman out of the car in the presence of her family for tossing a piece of paper out of the road, on the road, for whatever. I'm going to physically do that, and that family is going to use the Second Amendment on me and kill me. I will be, cop fucked around, cop found out. That's going to be my view of that, because I cannot get behind supporting a law that's broken like that, in that degree. I can't, especially in that context. I will never sit there, because that is, to be honest, that's police stretching the shit out of their fucking power just to piss me off.
That is a stretch. That is a stretch. And I mean, I know I know when you say that, it gets clipped. You don't want people to kill cops. I want you to make sure everybody understands that. So that's what but I can see where you're saying, if I am any job, like I have this job and I have these rules, and do I always get it to break? Like, if I work at Walmart and every time a guy comes to the counter, I can go, fuck you, I'm not serving you. You're out of line. You're right. It's some point somebody's going to step in and say, hey man, like, what are you doing? And I think that's what I think you're heading towards, is if the family feels over a traffic ticket, or again, was it arrestable? I don't know. And mom's getting manhandled because she threw a piece of paper out the window. You'd have to, again, you're right. Me as a younger kid, that would be a tough situation. And did you watch something to go along with that? Did you see that video of the guy with the machete that gets shot in the door? Just came out like yesterday, day before. You'll have to break that one down. It's very similar. Mental health call at the house. Cop gets there by himself. First son comes out and he's like, what's going on? He's like, Dad's got a machete in the house. It's having a mental health crisis. You can hear Dad yelling. Second kid comes out and he's like, what are you doing? And then the guy starts a fight with the kids, because they're like, don't go in my house. I don't want you to kill my dad. Then the mom comes out. Now he's fighting with all three of them because they don't want dad to get shot. Eventually dad gets shot and killed, standing in the door with a machete. You'll have to break that one down. But kind of similar circumstances where the kids were getting involved with the police because they didn't want the cop to go back in the house. I see what you're saying, where somebody, at some point somebody's gonna be like, well, this cop was beating the shit out of my mom, so I stepped in and did something. And somebody's gonna have to make a decision at some point, a jury, to go, was it reasonable? And I guess that's where we're at with, like, I mean, that's where George Floyd went. That's where the one in Florida went down.
Well, how do you defend that? Could you imagine being a female cop, or that was a smaller cop or whatever, he makes the decision to make an arrest. I don't think that was a Pennsylvania versus Mims issue, because it was an arrest issue, right? It wasn't step out of the car for my safety. It was step out of the car because the crime you committed was littering. Therefore, I'm going to take you out of the car and you're going to jail. Now, this woman is like super fucking strong or whatever, and she does not want to go to jail. She feels she's being kidnapped because it's her perception. All she did was offer the same energy he did. He threw it in the car. She said, here's your paper back, whatever. That's all it was. She was not intending to commit a crime. Now it escalates all the way up into him losing the fight, and he shoots and kills her.
Yeah.
How do you justify that?
Yeah, and to not get sucked in, because I think from the funny side of things, if you really want to make their day worse, you walk back to your car, you get your pepper ball gun, and then you start giving commands, and they don't come out. Now you pepper ball the shit out of the car, less force, and you've given them many opportunities. Because like a felony stop, what don't we do? We get a stolen car with 3 dudes in it. We don't run up to the car anymore and rip everybody out of the car. We call them out one by one. We do the whole take your time. So in this case, I could make the argument that if you really wanted to take her to jail and it was an arrestable offense, could you not go back and wait for backup? Go back and wait for backup, and then start ordering them out from behind and doing all that stuff?
This is where cops have to. We've all heard the saying: "Is the juice worth the squeeze?" Literally, this is where you go. It's not that big of a fucking deal. It's a piece of paper.
I get it. And go. I'm trying to defend it. I'm trying to defend it from
on paper. On paper, being thrown out the window, you can literally and you know what? To be honest, how this shit could have gone is on paper. That chain of events. Let's just say, for argument's sakes, right? The cop knows there's a dead body in the trunk. Knows it. Cannot connect the dots or prove it for shit. All he has is a traffic stop on an equipment violation, goes up to the window, issues the citation. He cannot extend the stop any further. There's no canine on, all this shit. He has to find a way to get in that trunk. Oh, boom, she litters. Now I can restart my investigation, order her out, search the vehicle for inventory purposes as I tow it. Boom, there's my dead body. Yeah, I mean that's you can on paper you can connect that nexus, but in this shit,
most of the time when we have these, and this is obviously not a death, thank God, this is just a arrest, and it's nothing nothing crazy, but most of the time we can go back to, and I think most cops would agree, would you want to be that guy right now with that video all over the internet and all over social media? The chief, even if you're right. Even if they're like, yep, littering's illegal. Yep, all the boxes are there. You can take her to jail. That's where I go back to. Would you want to be him? I don't think we have to put up with bullshit. And there's scenarios where I don't have to wait for my supervisor. There's scenarios where I can tell you to get out of the car and I can rip you out of the car. They all exist. I personally would not want to go walk in, and I said that about the Sonia Massey shooting. I said that about other ones. If I'm sitting around the table in 30 years and with my grandkid and I'm telling them a story about dad or granddad, yeah, that was me on that video on Instagram ripping that black lady out of the car. Like, I wouldn't want that to be my claim to fame. I got better claims to fame. I was on TikTok and I did all kinds of other dumb shit. I wouldn't want it to be that. My demotion, when I got demoted, I stand behind that one every day. That was a fucking piece of shit, committing a felony. They didn't like it. I can justify that one in my head. Everybody else kind of justifies. There's people that don't like me, they don't, but I would not want to be him. Do I think he deserves to go to jail and all that? No, but
we all did it. Everybody did. I'm looking at it. There's no one worse to pull over than a black female. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. They are the worst on traffic stops with their attitude, with their mouth, but it's free speech. And I can't tell you how many tickets. All right, you know what? You want to be a bitch? You got a cracked windshield, you got an air freshener hanging in your obstructed windshield. I pulled you over simply because you were speeding, but now you're getting 5 tickets because you want to be a bitch. I've done it. Done a ton of times. But there's a point too where you're always looking. And I get it, right? Right when you go, all right, let's step out of the car. Man, there's been countless times where you're like, oh, there you go. Put your hands behind your back. And it's a good, satisfying feeling. But then I think about the aftermath. What good did it do me knowing it went all the way to court? Ticket got dropped anyways.
Yes.
I win at the end of the day.
Yeah. But I try not to do that because I made drug arrests where I knew like it was constructive and they had to go and they weren't going to probably prosecute, or it was on the guy throws it on the floorboard and I'm like, yeah, it's over there. I know it's yours. It's your car. So I didn't always base it on that. But some of the things I would, look at here is I lost my whole fucking train of thought.
I did that with you yesterday.
Yeah, it happened. That doesn't happen very often. Well, usually I'm talking to my wife. I'm losing an argument. But back to like, I wouldn't want to be this guy. I wouldn't want this to be the one. And there's where I was going. You can always tell a guy to work the hood too, because I have no problem with black females. There's a way to work. There's sometimes there's never gonna happen, but there's a way, just like with everybody else, that you kind of.
Black baby,
you have
love
the swag.
that energy.
I know where you're going. I'm not going to say because I'm not getting beat up, but I know how to talk to black women. I know how to deal with black females. I worked most of my career,
flirt with them.
Vast majority, in the hood. You throw a little charm at them.
Put some sugar on it.
You put some sugar. Yes. You get the bald head. I got a bald head. They love the bald head. You start. I remember one time I chased a car in the hood, and my wife was working. We were working in a stolen car. We get out and. They didn't know we were married. Nobody knew we were married. We kept it so quiet. And one of them black girls said, "Ooh, that's Dilks over there. I'm gonna marry him." And I'm watching my wife turned over. She walked over. She said, "You gonna marry who? Who is it that you're marrying?" She didn't do anything unprofessional, but she didn't. She didn't say she was my wife either. She said, "Who? Dilks? Oh, okay. You want to marry Dilks?" And then I was like, "You know her?" And later on, I'm like, "No, I don't know her." But you got to know how to work. So again, there's times where it's just completely not gonna work, and then there are ways to like. But I'm sure I'd like to see the beginning. I know I wasn't speeding. Yes, you were. Whatever the stop was. Yes, you were. No, you weren't. We're arguing. The way that went bang, bang at the window, they had been nasty to each other or some type of altercation had happened. And I think that arrest was based solely on him.
His ego.
I got you now.
That's it.
I got you now, bitch. I got you now.
The biggest problem is and it'll never happen. It will never happen. Once his hands go on, that's it. That's it. You can
that would have been a good time to stop.
You can't. Literally. Yeah, and people don't get this. And this is why everyone's like, oh, yeah, I would never happen. You've never met a cop on a bad day who's looking for a reason. I love when people say in the comment section, well, obey the law and the cops won't do anything to you. They're looking for the vehicle code in your state is literally designed so that you can't back out of your driveway without committing a crime. Mm-hmm. Your tires didn't touch this way, whatever the case is. The cops are actively looking for a reason. And once those hands go on, they're not going to go, okay, listen, I know you're hyped up. I'm hyped up. The worst thing you do, I apologize. I said that once. Holy shit, I almost caught a day suspension. That person went in, he admitted fault, he apologized, this and that. I got my ass fucking chewed for apologizing to somebody on a call. So you can't sit there, go hands on and go, all right, and then take the paper, go back to your squad car, because guess what? Now she's going back to the police department and saying he assaulted me. Sadly, the ego of the cops is also mixed in with, once I go hands on, I have to commit. The handcuffs have to go on. So people don't realize that a piece of paper out the window can completely contribute to your death.
Yeah, I know it's happened to you, and like you said, apologizing. Every time I've taken the handcuffs off several people, and they go complain. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, well, why didn't you arrest him? Well, I was cut. Well, why'd you cuff him? Well, I had probable cause, but why'd you let him go if you had problem? And it's like, I was trying to be a nice fucking guy. Like they had a really bad moment. They were yelling, doing like this. Cuff her. Let's say she cooperates, and you cuff her up, and you get back to the car, and she's like, fucking, the mortgages, I had a bad day. And you're like, all right, lady, like, I get it. Like, I'm going to uncuff you. Let's say he didn't go like full hands on, but now you set yourself up for her to go down and go, hey, he cuffed me for no reason. Then he let me go. Yep. And oh my God, he's mean. And it's like, well, why did you uncuff her? Well, I was trying to cut her. Why'd you cuff her in the first place? So that's the side of policing that really there is no win. Every complaint that really has gone in and gone hard on me is somebody who I let go or wrote a warning, and they fucking did it anyway. The ones I wrote tickets to or took to jail, I was like, go ahead, tell the judge. That is another problem with cops. You let them go, and then they go complain, and instead of the agency going, hey, you know what, that was good. I'm glad you let her go. I'm glad. No, what'd you do that for? Mm-hmm. And then you're fucked either way.
Yep. I want to watch another. I have not seen this one yet. I know nothing about this. It just got sent to me. So did you see this? And we'll watch this one together and check it out. Come on, man. Where's my volume? There we Jakiri Young. This is chief of police. I don't know where he's from, though.
Chief Jakiri Young, Daytona Beach Police Department. Over the past several hours, a video circulating on social media has generated significant concern regarding an arrest made by one of my officers. After a review of the body camera footage, as well as the video currently being shared online, I will acknowledge what many people have already said. The clip circulating online is concerning. After reviewing the footage, and based on concerns I personally had, I directed the incident be forwarded to the Office of Professional Standards for full review. The officer involved has been placed in an administrative assignment pending the outcome of the investigation. We expect our officers to handle every encounter with professionalism, patience, and sound judgment. De-escalation tactics are something we train on regularly and expect to be used whenever possible. Let me be clear. As chief, I will always support the men and women of the Daytona Beach Police Department when they act within the law and within our policies. At the same time, when an officer falls short of those standards, it will be addressed swiftly and appropriately. Officers are entitled to due process while the facts are carefully reviewed, and it is my responsibility to ensure this investigation is thorough and objective. As this investigation moves forward, I remain committed to being transparent with the public regarding the outcome. I will refrain from offering my personal opinion while the internal investigation is underway so the process can proceed independently and without influence. To provide additional context to this incident, we will now show a portion of the officer's body camera footage.
Nope, you're gonna go to jail for open container. Pour it out, or you're gonna go to jail for open container. Those are your options.
Here, you can pour it out.
Nope, pour it out.
No, you can pour it out.
All right. Stop. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop!
Hey, Street Central, give us the channel. Step back.
Stop!
Yo, put your hands behind your back.
Hey, stop playing, bro. Stop!
What are y'all arresting? Put your hands behind your back.
Y'all need to stop.
Put your hands behind your back, man. I'm gonna tase out.
What did you tase me for?
Hey, step back. Put your hands behind your back.
He got it. Hey, chill out.
Get back.
Stop.
Chill out. Get back.
Stop.
Give me his
Get
arm.
back. That's my twin.
Hey,
Stop.
Get
Stop.
back. Get back.
Please stop. You got
All right, come on. Do your business. Do your business.
You need to chill.
Do your business. Do your business. Do your business.
Bat Leo taking 110-12. Get back.
All right, what else? Come on. What else? That is crazy, bro.
Hey, if you come over here, you're gonna go to jail.
Bro, stop talking
Chill
to
out.
him. I'm right here. Stop talking to him. I'm right here. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
You like being on my back or what? You like being
Stop
on my
moving
back
around,
or
bro.
what? You like being on my back or what? Yeah, I'm complying. What are we doing?
Put your hands behind your back.
I can, if you let me. If you let me, smart guy. Dumbass. Stupid ass. Oh, he's trying to be tough.
Why you being so rough?
He's trying to be
We being
tough.
rough.
Weak ass guy. Get off my back, man. What are we doing?
Yeah.
You don't even know what you're
You
doing.
did. You poured that bottle out and just dropped it. Dumbass.
Get up against the hood right there. Stop,
My twin. Stop it.
What are you doing?
I'm on the corner.
You're under arrest.
Bro,
Yo, for battery on law
you still
enforcement.
twisting your arm?
Battery?
Yep. When you
said
do that
battery?
cork at me.
When I threw the cork at you,
Throwing stuff at people?
I'm gonna search you.
Yep.
I'm gonna took you out, didn't I? Almost took you out, didn't I?
I don't care.
Almost took you out, didn't I?
Stop. Let go. He not over there fighting you. Stop. 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 That's my twin. Stop.
I almost took you out, didn't I?
Stop.
Cut it the out.
Stop.
I almost took you out.
Stop.
You're weak. Stop. You're weak. You're weak. You're weak.
Why the f is he hitting him? Why the f is he hitting him?
Chill out.
Why is he hitting him?
Let go of my hand. Let go of my hand.
Stop. 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 He hit my brother. Stop. Stop right now. Why are you hitting him? Why are you hitting him? Stop.
Put it out. Put it out.
Why are Why is he hitting him? Why is he hitting him? Why is he hitting him?
Cut it out!
Why? Why? What's going on, man? Get the off of me! Get off my neck! Get off my
I'm not on your neck, I'm on your head.
Get off my head! Get off my head! Get off my head! Get off my head! Get off my head!
Cut it out!
Get off my head! Get off my head!
Not until you stop!
My head! Get off my head! Get off! Hey. Get the off of me!
Cut it out!
Get off! Get off! Get off! Hey, you don't know what your is doing, man! Get the off of me!
Let's put him in the car.
Right, you know what you're doing!
Stand up.
Get up!
Stand up.
Get up! You're not helping! Bro, use your feet! No. Hey, use your feet!
That's fine.
Sorry. Hey, stop! Get in the
Hold on. Get in the car! I'm taking the neck!
I am complying!
Get in the
I
car!
am complying!
Get in the
I am
car!
complying, you bitch! I'm complying!
Yeah. I mean, the cop was littering, so shouldn't the cop go to jail? So in that,
boy.
Based on what you saw, how can forget the law enforcement for a second? How can you, if somebody was there from start to finish, you're there, start to finish. You have knowledge of the law. That's your state. You have knowledge of state laws. You see that the American constitutionalist kicks in on you. You just gonna let that happen? Do we let our law enforcement? Did you witness law enforcement or did you witness domestic tyranny on that?
Yeah, it was tough. Worst was after he was cuffed. After he was cuffed was bad. Well,
we saw again, open carry. Fine. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Citizen complied, did what you asked. You poured it out, and then you went to handcuff.
It sounds like he said he threw the cork at him.
That's going to be subjective. Did he wind up and throw it at him, or did he toss it?
I get it.
Meaning, hey, you took my bottle. Here's the cork too.
The rest, like I said, it is what it is. But the post arrest, I think that's
the arrest. It isn't what it is, because here's the problem too. How many people, because we say it is what it is, and it's creative writing, because you know how the report's going to read. RO observed open carry. RO was struck with an unknown object thrown. And these people
in Florida, though, it's an arrestable offense.
I'm sure,
again, it is. In my county, an open container is an arrestable offense.
Fornication in Illinois is an arrestable offense still. I think it's on the books. So it's like you find somebody unmarried and they're fucking, you can go arrest them, right? That's what that is. My point being is how many people have to go to jail, suffer, lose money, all this kind of shit because we're defending cops going, you shouldn't have resisted. You should have just complied. How much should comply will the American public take when you see shit like this?
Yeah.
Kid wasn't drunk, wasn't belligerent.
Post arrest is the part for me that's the hardest. All that at this. You start getting into the George Floyd stuff, like after he's cuffed, then the back, the neck, the taser to the neck, he's handcuffed. It's like if two guys can't control a handcuff, and he's not George Floyd's side. George Floyd was a big dude. This kid's a little skinny fuck. And can he bite you? Can he kick you? Can he spit on you? Yes. But that's where it got a little much on the ground and on the back and the neck and the elbows. And then are you trying to make, I know how it's going to be written. I was making sure he wasn't going to bite me. He didn't want him to spit on me. I put my meaty part of my forearm in the back of his side of his head to gently place his face on the ground to keep, I can write it. I get it. You're right. It's, if we're going to win if we're going to win the public and we're going to want the really questionable ones where it's like, it is good. And like, guy reaches for something and we thought it was a gun. It looked like a gun. It ends up being something very similar to a gun. If we want those ones, then we got to like pick our times to go all in. And
you have to crucify. There has to be hardcore consequences for actions like this to defend the righteous law enforcement. You have to say it's not objectively reasonable. I don't know a single cop, and we've all done it. You mouth off, back of the neck, facing the squad car, right? And all of a sudden, he takes him down on the ground and starts fucking punching him. It reminds me all the time. I have younger sisters. I remember
he was handcuffed too, right? He was handcuffed the whole time.
Yeah, it was like when I was a kid. I'm 5 and my sister's 3, and I'm taking her fist and I'm punching her in the face. Stop hitting yourself. Stop. Stop resisting me as he's punching him in the head as he's already handcuffed.
Really hard to justify punching a person in handcuffs. That's a tough one.
You can, but it's hard to qualify.
You can. No, you can. You can always. There's always a time that something could apply. He tries to bite you. But you have him. You're on top of him. That one's tough, man. Like I said,
this is why
the arrest itself. I have made arrest for open container, and we can go right back to the beginning of the ticket. It could be, sir, please turn around. You don't have to do that in Florida. You're open container. Whatever happened transpired. It was a little choppy at the beginning for me. I couldn't. He throws a cork. He doesn't. You're like, okay, I'm taking him to jail. Get him in cuffs if that's what you're going to do. When you start punching somebody on the ground, you're mounted on their back. Their handcuffs are behind their back. And you're punching and driving somebody's face into the ground, it's tough. It's a tough one.
I think that there needs to be criminal charges on cops like this, so that the other
this one might Daytona's pretty. That might happen. Like I said, there's a mistake. There's mistakes we make as humans and cops, and we're gonna make.
That's
mistakes.
not a mistake.
I know. That's what I'm getting at. It's like I want the mistakes to be mistakes when we go, he made a mistake, but you start showing 10 of these videos to people. It's like, oh man, would I want to punch somebody cuffed in the face? Like, again, would I want to be? I definitely don't want to be this guy. I'd rather be the guy with the traffic ticket now. I'll take that one back. I'd rather be the traffic ticket guy than this guy, because this one, the chief pretty much sealed the deal. He told him he's screwed in so many words. I mean, I don't know how you make it out of this one and how you write that use of force that you needed to punch somebody in the face.
Well, let me ask you a question. Is termination enough?
I see where you're going with it. I mean,
I love defending. I love defending.
No, I know.
Stuff.
If that was you or me, if I handcuffed you and if you were a citizen and I was a citizen and I handcuffed you and started punching you, I'd be arrested.
Oh, 100%.
I wouldn't get it.
And you can't do it anymore. You can't do it where if you're the cops on duty. The thing that always pissed me off is everybody knows that asshole. That guy is the asshole in the department, and once he goes hands on, you fucking got to go hands on now. And you just can't stand there. And very, very, very seldomly will you get guys and you see the videos of the cops going, what are you doing? Knock it off. It should be, but department policies prevent it. Go back, uncuff the guy, take his shoelaces off and leave him with the one T-shirt on, the pair of jeans, throw him in the cell, all this kind of shit, blah, blah. Then you go back on the sally port and you grab your fucking coworker by the throat and go, if you get me in the Dirksen Federal Building, you are fucking dead. But that doesn't happen because then you're brought up on charges in the department or whatnot. I love defending good cops. You saw it the other day where there was the shooting of the guy walking at him with the knife and they just didn't shoot him quick enough. And everybody's like, what'd you shoot him for? And you said, it's like when I defend cops, I still get shit. The problem is cops make it so worse on themselves where we still have the cop mindset where you can create the nexus of events, which does and many times justify shit. But you could put that video out and you will get cop meme pages, all the stuff who will defend that guy 7 ways from Sunday instead of condemning him.
You gotta take, that's where I think, and if you don't, like I get shit sometimes. It's like you can't just blindly defend. It's no different than blaming the criminals. If you're going to complain about the black community and say that, they always stick up for them, well, you're going to do it. You guys, it's the same thing. Cops, you always stick up for each other. Like both sides are blaming each other for the same thing. You're right. You can't say, well, he's a cop, he's got a badge, and this guy should have listened and he's got what he deserved. And I know they'll say that. I don't know that everybody's going to jump on this one, but there are ones like the traffic ticket where fuck around and find out. Like that is funny sometimes, and the meme is funny when it's, but we can't. I don't think society sustains, and we're seeing the problem with the ICE shootings and everything else. No matter what side, we can't sustain questionable murders over and over and over and over. We can't sustain good environment with the police and the citizens. Good report. You're not going to get it if every 3 days somebody gets smoked and it's like, I can defend it, but I don't want to, but I'm a cop, so I probably should. And if I don't, I'm going to be a piece of shit. And my guy, like, it
could never be that way. It could never be that way. I'll never forget. No, there's a Chicago-based movie with Chuck Norris called Code of Silence. One of his best movies ever, aside from Hero and the Terror. That was one of his better ones. But in the movie, he's a good cop. And he gets ostracized by Chicago Police Department to one where he's like taking on a bunch of drug lord kingpins and shit. And you see the cops just not answering the radio because, it's like, that's how it is. And it's fucking disturbing as all hell where you can't sit there and call out shit behavior. It blows me away with everybody having a cell phone and a body camera. We still have stupid, overly emotional children who get that far. It's 2026, and that cop felt good about doing. He thought it was not good as an emotional, but like clear. This is the right path for me to go. This is what I'm going to do today, knowing that. All right, he seemed to be either Hispanic or white. Here's a black guy. I know the escalation of it. The issue is solved if I go, hey man, open carry, can't do it around here. Just do me a favor, put the cork on, and just I'm going to do one of these. I'm going to drive around the block. Just do that. He went out of his way. That was an emotional arrest. There was nothing more than that. He hated the kid, knew the kid, whatever. Maybe the kid beat him on a case before, whatever the case is. Is it worth it? This cop's career should be over, and this cop should be criminally sentenced because he let his ego get the best of him. Well, I don't know how to solve this problem.
Even if he had the ego and he wanted to make the arrest, there's still a good way to do it. Even let's say, you know what, he got me on a fucking murder. Whatever, maybe this kid killed somebody. This kid beat the shit out of some other poor kid, and I want to get this guy. I want to take this kid to jail, and he's got an open container, and it's illegal, and I'm going to do it. You still can't beat the shit out of him on the ground with a fucking handcuffs. Like if you're going to take him to jail, and you decide to, I'm not going to say I've never done that. I've never been like that bitch there got me, or he beat the shit out of his wife a couple weeks ago, and now he's out here with an open beer, and it's absolutely illegal, and I'm going to take him to jail for an open container. It doesn't give me carte blanche to beat the snot out of them. I still have to do, if I'm effecting an arrest, whether it's for murder or an open container or anything in between, and they're unarmed and they're mildly resisting, whatever, you still have to take him into custody the same way. You can't get mad and go, well, this guy got me, I'm gonna give him a couple extra. And of course, everybody did that at one point in their life, and old cops got away with it. But
Jerry Worms, you're listening. I know it.
Yeah, you can't. I'm not going to say it. But you can't give out street justice anymore. Out on the street, you can't punch a black kid in the back of the head in a parking lot in front of everybody with a body camera on when he's handcuffed. You just can't do it, and he's going to pay. I think he's going to get arrested. I think he's going to get arrested.
I think we got a surprise. I can't believe he texted because I think he called. We missed it.
Hello,
Steve.
Yes, sir.
Dude, self-proclaimed hero, Steve.
Oh, man, Steve.
What are you doing, man?
Oh, man, trying to relax at the moment.
All right, Steve,
I have a question for Mike.
Go ahead.
You know, he's always talking about all his drug arrests and arresting all these drugs and all, seizing all these drugs. What does he think actually happens to all these millions and millions of dollars worth of drugs that seized down here on the border?
He's got a point.
No, I think on that mass level.
Does he really think they get destroyed?
No, I do not.
I do not either.
I like Dominic's theory of the human trafficking down there and the drugs, and I think that I definitely don't. I mean, look at the guns. The guns got given back. I think a lot of drugs are moved around by the government. I think on the local level, like what I did, I know they went to the lab and I know they went to the locker, but on the border, I don't trust the government enough to think all drugs are getting destroyed and not redistributed.
Absolutely not, in my opinion.
100%. We had a commander who couldn't fucking put a coherent sentence together, and he had two families. He was married to a woman up in the town that he policed in, and we used to work 3 on, 3 off. And so if his weekend was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, we worked 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Well, come 5 a.m. on his Friday, he would always hang over at the police department a little bit long, and then he would go to his gumad's house in the city in Chicago. And we're like, some of us were like, we know, we just have a sneaking suspicion he's going in the evidence locker, grabbing shit, and trafficking it down to Chicago. We just knew it.
But like up there, y'all probably dealing with $100,000 or $1 million worth at the time. Down here, they're dealing with hundreds of thousands and many millions. That's like the sheriff here where I live. He's under indictment right now over some bullshit. and his brother, President Trump, just pardoned his brother over some, I guess, taking bribes. And people actually, if you really believe the drugs that's being seized here is being destroyed, I think you just be out of your tree. You know.
Hey, Steve, I got a question for you. How does it feel? How does it feel to go from what would be considered like an internet troll to being, between Mike and I think you are our favorite, legitimate. It's not a joke. Not a joke at all. I don't think anybody watches my content more than you. Your comments are always supporting it. You got to the point where Mike made you a T-shirt because of you. How does it feel knowing that you went from so much support to like you're like the fucking, you're our celebrity?
Liz and Jerry Worms are listening and texting right now.
Speak my mind.
No, Liz and Jerry Worms are texting about Steve. They're excited they get to hear his voice. Like he has no idea as much as some of our people go after Steve. He has no idea the celebrity he is amongst the crew.
Oh my goodness,
Steve, what's
y'all need to start? Y'all need to start a GoFundMe to help Izzo become an attorney.
Yeah, we'll get to that point.
Yeah.
Well, anybody who wants to help out with that, you can go to join our Patreon, and that's how you want to support in Cop Talk Live. Patreon, Cop Talk Live.
Yeah, you definitely need that.
Oh, I'm going after him. Steve, what state are you in?
State of Texas. I live in Laredo, Texas.
Oh shit.
I live like 2 blocks from the river. I spend most of my time. I spend a lot of time in Mexico. I lived in Venezuela for many years. Worked in the oil fields. I've been all over the world, and that's why I laugh when I see what's happening. I'm like, most people don't have a clue. You know, they watch CNN news or somebody's trying to tell me something, and they don't have a clue. Hey, I've actually lived it.
I got a question. Where did the phrase "self-proclaimed heroes" come from?
I thought it up one day, but it was. I thought it up one day, but I was watching the news over here in this Uvalde. It was a news story. It said something about, you know, they claimed to be heroes before and then when the truth came out, you know, I think I posted it on my channel. I think I posted. It was a news agency here.
What is it? Self-proclaimed heroes for pension and a paycheck, with no duty, duty to act. And then you rattle off the exact number. How many officers were at Uvalde?
378.
378 self-proclaimed heroes chasing a pension and a paycheck.
That's exactly right. With no duty to protect anyone but themselves.
That part is correct. My wife has made that point many times. The Supreme Court has ruled that cops do not have a duty to act. They can turn around and walk away, and there is no criminal charge that they can be charged with.
Right. And from what like I say, I've lived all down in South America. It's not like what you see on CNN news. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's crazy things happening everywhere. But if you took the average police officer from here in the United States and he stepped south of that border right here and acted like that, he'd disappear like a puff of smoke. They don't put up with all that crap because they don't go file complaints and wait for the old, well, we investigated ourselves, find no wrongdoing. That's not how it works down there.
To be honest, it's kind of hard to argue with Steve's logic.
No, and that's why
I'm telling you, it's facts, man.
People get so worked up, and he's grown on everybody. I'll tell you that. You've grown on everybody, Steve, and even on Copville. And but it takes, just like Izzo, it takes somebody to say the things that nobody else wants to say to even generate the right conversation. Yeah, you got to get the conversation generated, and it's good to go back and forth and get that out there. Even if people don't agree with you, it generates some type of conversation and makes people reflect.
I know, I do. I enjoy watching this though, because there ain't no telling what he's gonna say. He got me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, I've had to edit a few episodes a few times, but you never know what he makes.
All right, Steve. Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate it.
I really appreciate it.
Pleasure to meet you, man. Thank you.
Later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I mean, you can't top that. That's Steve right there. For those who don't know, Steve was, when I started the channel, I used to have Steve's comments all the time. I used to have this guy, Steve Ladder, right? I don't want to disrespect him. And it would say, self-proclaimed heroes. Well, and you always read somebody's texts in whatever tone you decide you're making up in your head. And I always read these mock and self-proclaimed, and it was always literally the first comment on every video I put out. It's like Steve hit the notification button, and I would put an hour-long video up, and 3 minutes would go by after I uploaded it. So there's no way he watched it and was just self-proclaimed heroes. I'm like, this motherfucker. And then
he got me. He's good.
Oh, yeah.
He got me. I posted my episode of the girl accused me of planting drugs last week, and when the first 30 seconds, he put a YouTube video up of a cop planting drugs on somebody. before I could even watched it, he's like, well, this guy planted drugs, and there was a YouTube video of a cop planting meth on somebody. I'm like,
the
all right,
problem
Steve,
is Steve pissed me off so bad, but he got me to pay more attention to the YouTube comments because he would post shit, and I'm like, oh, I can't argue with that because he's actually educated. When you actually talk about, like I've said it, Facebook and Instagram are just overly emotional shithead comments. They're all ad hominem attacks. YouTube, I started because of Steve, and I'll give him the credit. Because of Steve, I started to pay attention and read the YouTube comments. I'm like, oh my God, these people are actually intelligent. Holy shit. Yeah. All right. That's Friday night, man. I kept you long enough and all this kind of crap. No. I'm not good. I'm tired. I got a head cold. All right. Plug it. Copville OG. What do you got coming up? When can people watch you? Where can they support you? All that good stuff. Clothing.
www.copvilleog.com is the website. That's all your war hats, your shirts. I am the co-owner of the Anti-Hero Broadcast. You can find that on YouTube and Instagram. We broadcast every day, 11 to 1 p.m. Thursday nights. We do also, what do we do? 8 to 10. And then Wednesday nights, you and I do Hot Topics. So you can find me on the internet from 11 to 1 every single day. And then Wednesday nights and Thursday nights as well on Copville OG, the Anti-Hero Broadcast. And that's about it, man. It's been, I really appreciate your friendship. I appreciate you having me on. And I think you're doing a good thing. I know you get a lot of hate, but somebody has to tell the side of the story you're telling. And I think you do a great job of it.
Yeah, and you do the other side of the balance of it too. So I'll blow you just as hard as you're blowing me. So you take a lot of shit by association for me. So
I do. I've lost a lot of friends, but they weren't my friends, obviously.
It takes a strong man to tolerate my friendship. So I appreciate it, guys. We're live on Tuesday nights, and we're live on Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific. Support Cop Talk Live. You can go to Patreon. Click on this video or any video in the description. Link is our Patreon link. That is how you keep us going moving forward. And like Steve said, that's how you do it. It is a reality. I will be winding up going after my law license, opening a law practice, and I will be defending cops, and I will be also going after the ones who need to be put in jail. So that's going to be about that. Other than that, you guys have a great damn evening. Go support Cop Talk Live, or excuse me, Copville OG. Every time I put up my email, your email pops up first. I'm like, I'm trying to.
I know. I send myself so many emails that's supposed to go to you.
It's so stupid. Copville OG on Instagram, Copville OG on YouTube. Check him out, and the Anti-Hero Broadcast every day of the week, too, for more than just law enforcement stuff. It's actually a great show for good content out there. Guys, have a great damn night, and we'll be safe. We'll see you in the next video.
Take care.